August 15th, 2009 was supposed to be the happiest day of Jennifer Marie Williams and Michael David Rodriguez's lives. The young couple from Fresno, California had driven 7 hours across the Mojave Desert to Las Vegas with dreams of a romantic wedding weekend that would mark the beginning of their life together. At 24 and 26 years old, respectively, Jennifer and Michael embodied the optimism and spontaneity that Las Vegas weddings have come to represent. Two people so in love that they couldn't wait for a traditional ceremony and chose instead to elope to the entertainment capital of the world. Jennifer had been working as a kindergarten teacher at Roosevelt Elementary School in Fresno for 3 years, where she was beloved by students, parents, and colleagues alike. Her classroom was decorated with colorful handmade artwork and motivational posters that reflected her warm, nurturing personality. Colleagues described her as someone who truly cared about making a difference in children's lives, often staying late to help struggling students and spending her own money on classroom supplies. Her principal, Margaret Torres, later told investigators that Jennifer had been especially excited about her upcoming wedding, showing everyone pictures of the dress she had chosen and talking about her plans to start a family with Michael. Michael worked as a certified auto mechanic at his uncle's garage in Fresno, where he had built a reputation for honesty and skilled workmanship. He had grown up in a close-knit Mexican-American family that valued hard work and loyalty, and he had been saving money for months to give Jennifer the wedding trip she deserved. His co-workers at Rodriguez Auto Repair remembered him as someone who took pride in his work and never cut corners, whether he was fixing a customer's car or planning something special for Jennifer. His uncle, Carlos Rodriguez, described Michael as the kind of man who would do anything for the people he loved and who had been talking about marrying Jennifer since their first anniversary. The couple had met 3 years earlier at a mutual friend's barbecue party in Fresno's Tower District. Jennifer had been drawn to Michael's quiet confidence and sense of humor, while Michael was captivated by Jennifer's infectious laugh and her passion for teaching. Their relationship had developed slowly and steadily, built on shared values about family, hard work, and treating others with kindness and respect. They had moved in together the previous year to a small apartment near Jennifer's school, where they had created a cozy home filled with plants, books, and photographs of their adventures together. Their decision to elope to Las Vegas had been somewhat spontaneous, though they had been talking about marriage for months. Jennifer had been feeling overwhelmed by her mother's increasingly elaborate suggestions for a traditional wedding, while Michael was worried about the financial burden of a large ceremony. When Michael surprised Jennifer with the idea of a romantic Las Vegas weekend that would combine their wedding with a mini honeymoon, she had immediately embraced the plan with characteristic enthusiasm. They had booked a room at the Desert Mirage Hotel and Casino, a mid-tier establishment on the Strip that offered wedding packages specifically designed for couples seeking an affordable but memorable Las Vegas ceremony. The Desert Mirage was known for its friendly service and reasonable prices, making it a popular choice for young couples who wanted the Las Vegas wedding experience without the luxury resort price tag. Their reservation included 2 nights accommodation, a wedding ceremony at the hotel's chapel, dinner at the hotel restaurant, and champagne service in their room. The couple arrived in Las Vegas on the afternoon of August 14th, checking into room 726 at the Desert Mirage around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Hotel records showed that they had paid for their entire stay in advance with Michael's credit card, and that they had specifically requested a room with a view of the Strip. The front desk clerk who checked them in, Maria Santos, later remembered them as an obviously happy couple who seemed excited about their upcoming wedding, and kept joking about whether they should explore the casino before or after the ceremony. Their first evening in Las Vegas unfolded exactly as they had planned. Security camera footage from the hotel showed them leaving their room around 6 o'clock, dressed casually but nicely for dinner. They ate at the hotel's restaurant, the Desert Rose Cafe, where their server, Patricia Kim, remembered them as a sweet couple who seemed genuinely happy to be together. According to Kim, they had ordered the restaurant's surf and turf special to share, along with a bottle of champagne to celebrate their upcoming wedding. They had talked quietly throughout the meal, holding hands across the table and occasionally laughing at private jokes. After dinner, the couple had spent several hours exploring the casino floor, trying their luck at various slot machines and blackjack tables. Casino security footage tracked their movements throughout the evening, showing them winning modest amounts at the slots and celebrating each small victory with hugs and kisses. Other guests and casino staff later described them as obviously in love and completely absorbed in each other's company. They returned to their room around midnight, apparently planning to get a good night's sleep before their wedding ceremony the following afternoon. If you enjoy real mysteries like this one, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any cases. The morning of August 15th began normally for Jennifer and Michael. Room service records showed that they had ordered breakfast to be delivered to their room at 9 o'clock. Continental breakfast for two with orange juice and coffee. The room service attendant, Carlos Mendoza, later told investigators that he had knocked on the door at exactly 9 o'clock and that Michael had answered, appearing freshly showered and in good spirits. Mendoza remembered the interaction because Michael had given him a particularly generous tip and had mentioned that it was their wedding day. According to the timeline that investigators would later reconstruct, Jennifer and Michael spent the morning in their room, presumably preparing for their afternoon wedding ceremony. Their ceremony was scheduled for 2 o'clock at the Desert Mirage's Chapel of Love, a small but elegantly appointed wedding venue that could accommodate intimate ceremonies for up to 20 guests. They had chosen a simple package that included a minister, flowers, photography, and a small reception with cake and champagne. At approximately 12:30 in the afternoon, hotel security cameras captured Jennifer and Michael leaving their room and walking toward the elevators. Jennifer was wearing a knee-length white dress that she had purchased specifically for the occasion, while Michael wore a dark suit with a blue tie. They appeared relaxed and happy, with Jennifer carrying a small bouquet of white roses that she had picked up from the hotel's gift shop that morning. This would be the last confirmed sighting of either Jennifer or Michael. When the couple failed to appear for their scheduled wedding ceremony at 2 o'clock, chapel coordinator Susan Mitchell initially assumed they were running late. Las Vegas wedding chapels are accustomed to couples who lose track of time while exploring the city or celebrating prematurely, so Mitchell waited 15 minutes before attempting to contact the couple. When calls to their room went unanswered, Mitchell sent a hotel employee to check on them, thinking they might have overslept or forgotten about the time. The employee who was sent to check on Jennifer and Michael was maintenance worker Robert Chen, who had worked at the Desert Mirage for 5 years and was familiar with the protocol for checking on guests who missed appointments. When Chen knocked on the door of room 726 and received no response, he used his master key to enter the room, expecting to find the couple sleeping or perhaps dealing with pre-wedding nerves. Instead, he found the room empty, with no indication of where Jennifer and Michael might have gone. The scene in room 726 immediately struck Chen as unusual. The breakfast dishes had been left on the table, suggesting the couple had eaten recently. Jennifer's makeup and toiletries were spread out on the bathroom counter as if she had been in the middle of getting ready. Michael's casual clothes from the previous day were folded neatly on a chair, and both of their suitcases remained in the room with most of their belongings apparently undisturbed. Most puzzling was the fact that Jennifer's purse and Michael's wallet were both left in the room, along with their cell phones, car keys, and identification documents. Hotel security was immediately notified of the situation, and a search of the hotel premises began within minutes. Security personnel checked the casino floor, restaurants, pool area, gift shops, and all public spaces within the Desert Mirage, but found no trace of the missing couple. The hotel's security chief, Detective Tom Bradley, a retired Las Vegas Metropolitan Police officer, recognized the seriousness of the situation and contacted the LVMPD at 3:15 in the afternoon. The initial police response was led by Detective Lisa Wong, a 12-year veteran of the LVMPD, with extensive experience in missing persons cases involving tourists. Wong immediately recognized several red flags about the case: the abandoned personal belongings, the timing of the disappearance on the couple's wedding day, and the fact that they had left behind essential items like identification and money that would be necessary for any voluntary departure from the hotel. The investigation began with a comprehensive review of the hotel's security camera system, which provided extensive coverage of public areas throughout the Desert Mirage. The footage confirmed that Jennifer and Michael had left their room at 12:30, but raised more questions than it answered. The cameras showed the couple walking together toward the elevators, but subsequent footage failed to capture them in any of the hotel's public areas. This suggested they had either left the building immediately upon reaching the ground floor, or had gone to an area of the hotel that wasn't covered by security cameras. Detective Wong's team conducted interviews with every hotel employee who had been working during the relevant time period, hoping to find someone who had seen Jennifer and Michael after 12:30. The interviews revealed that several employees remembered seeing the couple during their stay, but none could provide any information about their whereabouts on the afternoon of their disappearance. The lack of witnesses was particularly puzzling given that the Desert Mirage was busy with weekend guests, and that Jennifer and Michael had been dressed formally enough to stand out among the typical casino crowd. The investigation expanded beyond the hotel when Detective Wong learned that Jennifer and Michael's car, a blue 2006 Honda Civic, was still parked in the Desert Mirage's garage. The vehicle showed no signs of having been disturbed and contained additional belongings that the couple would likely have taken with them if they had left Las Vegas voluntarily. These items included a cooler with snacks for their drive home, a road atlas with their return route marked, and a camera containing photographs from their trip that they had apparently planned to show family and friends back in Fresno. The search for Jennifer and Michael quickly expanded beyond the Desert Mirage to include other hotels and casinos along the Strip. Las Vegas Metropolitan Police coordinated with security departments at major resorts to review camera footage and interview staff members who might have encountered the missing couple. This expanded search revealed that Jennifer and Michael had not been seen at any other major casino or hotel on the afternoon of their disappearance, which narrowed the focus back to the immediate vicinity of the Desert Mirage. As word of the disappearance spread, Jennifer and Michael's families arrived in Las Vegas to assist with the search efforts. Jennifer's parents, Robert and Patricia Williams, drove from Fresno immediately upon learning that their daughter was missing. Michael's large extended family, including his uncle Carlos and numerous cousins, also made the trip to Las Vegas to help with the search and to provide support during the crisis. The families worked closely with Detective Wong and hotel management to coordinate volunteer search efforts and to provide additional information about Jennifer and Michael that might help explain their disappearance. The emotional impact on both families was devastating. Jennifer's mother, Patricia Williams, later described the experience as every parent's worst nightmare, knowing that her daughter had been happy and excited about her wedding one moment and then simply vanishing without explanation. Michael's uncle Carlos expressed frustration with the lack of immediate answers, saying that Michael was the type of person who would never voluntarily disappear without contacting his family, especially on such an important day. The investigation took on increased urgency when Detective Wong discovered that Jennifer and Michael had withdrawn $500 in cash from an ATM in the Desert Mirage's casino floor at 11:45 on the morning of their disappearance. This withdrawal was captured on security cameras and showed both Jennifer and Michael appearing relaxed and normal, with no signs of distress or coercion. However, the cash was not found among their belongings in the hotel room, suggesting they had taken it with them when they left the room for their final time. The missing cash raised several possibilities about what might have happened to the couple. They could have been planning to use the money for wedding-related expenses, tips, or entertainment during their Las Vegas stay. Alternatively, someone could have demanded the money from them before their disappearance. Detective Wong and her team interviewed casino employees and reviewed additional security footage to determine if Jennifer and Michael had interacted with anyone suspicious around the time of the ATM withdrawal, but found no evidence of any concerning encounters. As days turned into weeks without any sign of Jennifer and Michael, the case began to attract media attention throughout California and Nevada. Local news stations in Fresno and Las Vegas covered the story extensively, and missing person flyers with the couple's photographs were distributed throughout the Las Vegas area. The story resonated with the public partly because Jennifer and Michael represented the kind of young, optimistic couple that many people could relate to, and partly because their disappearance highlighted concerns about tourist safety in Las Vegas. The media coverage generated numerous tips and potential sightings, but none provided substantive leads about what had happened to the couple. Several people reported seeing individuals matching Jennifer and Michael's descriptions at various locations around Las Vegas, but when these reports were investigated, they invariably turned out to be cases of mistaken identity or wishful thinking on the part of well-meaning witnesses. One particularly promising lead came from a taxi driver who claimed to have picked up a couple matching Jennifer and Michael's description near the Desert Mirage on the afternoon of August 15th. However, when investigators reviewed the driver's logbooks and interviewed him extensively, inconsistencies in his story emerged that cast doubt on the reliability of his account. The driver later admitted that he might have confused the date and the passengers, acknowledging that he encountered dozens of couples each day and couldn't be certain about the specific individuals he claimed to have seen. The investigation also explored the possibility that Jennifer and Michael had encountered criminal activity during their Las Vegas visit. Detective Wong's team investigated whether the couple might have been victims of robbery, kidnapping, or other crimes, but found no evidence to support these theories. Their hotel room showed no signs of struggle, their belongings were undisturbed, and there were no reports of criminal activity in the area of the Desert Mirage during the relevant time period. As the investigation continued, Detective Wong worked closely with the FBI's Las Vegas field office to explore the possibility that Jennifer and Michael had been victims of human trafficking or other federal crimes. The FBI's involvement brought additional resources to the case, including access to databases of known criminals and the ability to coordinate with law enforcement agencies in other states. However, despite these expanded investigative capabilities, no evidence emerged to suggest that federal crimes had been committed. The case was particularly challenging because Las Vegas presents unique difficulties for missing person investigations. The city's transient population, 24-hour activity, and constant flow of tourists create an environment where people can disappear more easily than in smaller communities. Additionally, the desert surrounding Las Vegas has unfortunately been the site of numerous unsolved cases over the years, leading investigators to consider the possibility that Jennifer and Michael might have been taken to remote locations outside the city. Throughout 2010 and 2011, the investigation continued at a reduced level of activity, with Detective Wong following up on periodic tips and maintaining contact with the families. The case had officially become a cold case, though it remained open and active in the LVMPD database. The families organized annual remembrance events in Las Vegas and Fresno, hoping to keep public attention focused on the case and generate new leads that might provide answers. The emotional toll on both families continued to be immense as years passed without resolution. Jennifer's parents struggled with the uncertainty of not knowing whether their daughter was alive or dead, making it impossible to grieve properly or move forward with their lives. Michael's family experienced similar anguish, compounded by their close-knit family structure that made his absence a constant presence in their daily lives. In 2015, advances in digital forensics technology allowed investigators to conduct more detailed analysis of Jennifer and Michael's cell phones, which had been left in their hotel room. While the phones had not been used after the morning of their disappearance, forensic specialists were able to recover deleted text messages and call logs that provided additional insight into the couple's state of mind leading up to their Las Vegas trip. These communications showed a couple excited about their upcoming wedding and future together, with no indication of any problems or concerns that might explain their disappearance. The cell phone analysis also revealed that Jennifer had been researching wedding venues and honeymoon destinations in the weeks before their trip, while Michael had been looking up restaurant recommendations and entertainment options in Las Vegas. Their internet search histories painted a picture of two people carefully planning what they expected to be a memorable and romantic weekend, not individuals who were contemplating disappearing or who were aware of any potential dangers. As the case entered its second decade without resolution, it became one of the longest-running unsolved missing person cases in Las Vegas Metropolitan Police history. Detective Wong had retired from the force, but her successor, Detective Maria Gonzalez, maintained active oversight of the case and continued to follow up on any new leads that emerged. The case file had grown to thousands of pages of documentation, witness interviews, and investigative reports, representing one of the most thoroughly documented missing person investigations in the department's history. The breakthrough that would finally provide answers came in an unexpected way during the COVID-19 pandemic. In March 2021, nearly 12 years after Jennifer and Michael's disappearance, the Desert Mirage Hotel underwent major renovations to update its facilities and improve safety protocols in response to pandemic-related health guidelines. The renovation project included comprehensive updates to the hotel's ventilation system, which required extensive work behind walls and in areas of the building that had not been accessed in years. Frank Morrison, the hotel's facilities manager who had been hired in 2015, was overseeing the renovation work when construction crews made a disturbing discovery in a sealed maintenance area behind the hotel's main elevator shaft. The area had apparently been walled off during previous renovations and had not been accessed in over a decade. When workers broke through the wall to install new ventilation equipment, they discovered what appeared to be human remains, along with personal belongings that included clothing and jewelry. Morrison immediately stopped all construction work and contacted both hotel management and the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police. The discovery area was secured as a potential crime scene, and the Clark County Coroner's Office was called in to examine the remains. The location of the discovery was particularly significant because it was adjacent to the elevator shaft that Jennifer and Michael would have used when they left their room for the final time on August 15, 2009. The forensic examination of the remains confirmed that they belonged to two individuals, later identified through dental records and DNA analysis as Jennifer Williams and Michael Rodriguez. The medical examiner's preliminary findings suggested that both individuals had died from blunt force trauma, though the exact circumstances of their deaths could not be immediately determined due to the condition of the remains after more than a decade. The discovery location provided crucial clues about what might have happened to Jennifer and Michael. The sealed maintenance area was accessible through a service door near the main elevators, but would have been known only to hotel maintenance staff and contractors who had worked on the building's systems. This suggested that their deaths were not random, but had been carried out by someone with specific knowledge of the hotel's layout and access to restricted areas. Detective Gonzalez immediately reopened the active investigation and began examining employment records for everyone who had worked at the Desert Mirage during the relevant time period. The investigation focused particularly on maintenance staff and contractors who would have had access to the area where the remains were discovered. This review revealed that several employees from the 2009 time period had left their jobs shortly after Jennifer and Michael's disappearance, including a maintenance supervisor who had resigned without notice just 3 days after the couple went missing. The former maintenance supervisor, William Bill Henderson, had been employed at the Desert Mirage for 2 years before abruptly quitting his job in August 2009. Henderson had a criminal history that included assault charges and had been investigated but not charged in connection with several other incidents involving hotel guests. When Detective Gonzalez attempted to locate Henderson for questioning, she discovered that he had died in a motorcycle accident in Arizona in 2017, making it impossible to question him directly about his potential involvement in the case. However, the investigation into Henderson's background revealed disturbing information about his behavior and access during his employment at the Desert Mirage. Former co-workers described him as someone who had shown inappropriate interest in attractive female guests and who had been suspected of using his master key access to enter guest rooms without authorization. Several female guests had complained about feeling uncomfortable around Henderson, though no formal charges had ever been filed against him. The investigation also uncovered evidence that Henderson had been working in the area near the elevators on the afternoon of August 15, 2009, according to maintenance schedules and work orders from that day. This placed him in the exact location where Jennifer and Michael would have been when they left their room for the final time. Additionally, Henderson had the knowledge and access necessary to move the couple's bodies to the concealed maintenance area, where they were eventually discovered. Further forensic analysis of the discovery site revealed additional evidence that supported the theory that Henderson had been responsible for Jennifer and Michael's deaths. Construction materials and tools found near the remains matched items that had been used in hotel maintenance work during the relevant time period. Most significantly, investigators found Henderson's fingerprints on several surfaces within the sealed area, confirming that he had been inside the space and had likely been responsible for concealing the bodies. The medical examiner's final report concluded that Jennifer and Michael had died from injuries consistent with being struck by heavy construction tools, and that their deaths had occurred within hours of their last confirmed sighting on August 15, 2009. The report also indicated that the couple had likely been attacked without warning and had not had time to defend themselves, suggesting that they had been ambushed by someone they had no reason to suspect posed a threat. The revelation that Jennifer and Michael had been murdered by a hotel employee was devastating for their families, but it also provided the closure they had been seeking for over a decade. The knowledge that their loved ones had not chosen to disappear, but had instead been victims of a violent crime, allowed the families to finally begin the grieving process that had been impossible during years of uncertainty. Frank Morrison, the hotel facilities manager who had discovered the remains, later spoke about the emotional impact of the discovery on hotel staff and management. According to Morrison, learning that 2 innocent people had been murdered and hidden within the building where he worked every day was deeply disturbing and had prompted the hotel to implement comprehensive background checks and safety protocols for all employees. The Desert Mirage Hotel faced significant legal and public relations challenges following the discovery. The families of Jennifer Williams and Michael Rodriguez filed wrongful death lawsuits against the hotel, alleging that inadequate background checks and supervision of employees had contributed to the tragedy. The hotel ultimately reached confidential settlements with both families and implemented extensive security improvements designed to prevent similar incidents in the future. The case also prompted changes in how Las Vegas hotels conduct employee background checks and monitor staff access to guest areas. The Las Vegas Metropolitan Police worked with the hotel industry to develop improved protocols for investigating missing person cases involving tourists, recognizing that the transient nature of the city's population requires specialized investigative approaches. Detective Maria Gonzalez, who had overseen the final resolution of the case, emphasized the importance of never giving up on missing person investigations, even when they appear to have reached dead ends. The discovery of Jennifer and Michael's remains after 12 years demonstrated that answers can emerge even in cases that seem hopeless, particularly when new technology or circumstances create opportunities to re-examine evidence. The story of Jennifer Williams and Michael Rodriguez serves as both a tragedy and a reminder of the vulnerability that travelers can face when they venture into unfamiliar environments. Their case highlights the importance of comprehensive background checks for employees who have access to guest areas in hotels and resorts, and the need for vigilant security protocols designed to protect visitors who are seeking nothing more than a memorable vacation experience. The young couple's families have established memorial scholarships in their names. Jennifer's scholarship supports aspiring teachers at California State University, Fresno, while Michael's provides assistance to students studying automotive technology at local community colleges. These scholarships ensure that Jennifer and Michael's legacy continues to benefit others who share their commitment to hard work, education, and helping people in their communities. The Las Vegas wedding industry, which serves thousands of couples each year, has also implemented improved safety measures as a result of Jennifer and Michael's case. Wedding chapels and hotels now work more closely with local law enforcement to ensure that couples celebrating the happiest day of their lives can do so without fear of becoming victims of violent crime. While nothing can restore the lives that were lost or give Jennifer and Michael the future they had planned together, the resolution of their case has provided their families with answers and has contributed to improved safety measures that may protect other couples in the future. Their story remains a testament to the importance of thorough investigation and the power of persistence in seeking justice for victims of violent crime.